Paint a picture of what it looks like if our power grid were to go down.
Two different amplifiers. If it's nationwide, then you don't have Houston able to help out Louisiana as an example. Then we have to count on France. Talking about something longer than a couple days. If this happens 6 to 9 months, amplifies it 1,000 to 1,000,000 fold. If we truly have an outage that is nationwide that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission mandated by U.S. Congress has much more authority and better funding than a congressional committee. They found that as many as 90% of Americans would die. 300 million.
Yeah. Wiped off the map, just like that. And how long did you say that would take?
9 months.
Do you think we are in the end times, or do you think it's a little tricky to say declaratively we are in the end times?
Jesus uses this language of birth pains. And what Jesus says is that just like people are born again, history will be born again. And that it's like birth pains. The closer you get to the birth, the more intensity, the more frequently, and the contractions.
The tremors increase societally.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure,
and then out of the greatest pain comes new life. If you believe in Jesus' analogy, the closer we get to the end, the same things will be happening with more intensity and frequency. And so every generation is thinking, we must be at the end because this is the worst it's ever been. Well, it's the worst it's ever been for us. And it may get worse and it may not.
Yes.
But I think if we look at it right now, you'd have to say that at some point, human life on the earth is going to either come to an end or it's going to be delivered from itself.
Did you know that when the power goes out for weeks, most people make deadly mistakes in the first 2 days? Here's what really happens when the grid fails long-term and how to survive it. Your refrigerated food spoils in 24 hours, but your freezer stays cold for 3 days if you keep it closed. Move everything to the freezer immediately. Fill bathtubs and containers with water before municipal pumps fail. You have maybe 6 hours. Battery-powered radios still work. Hand-crank flashlights keep running. Gas stoves light with matches. Your car becomes a charging station and heat source. But here's where people mess up. They open fridges constantly, checking food. They use candles near curtains. They run generators indoors and die from carbon monoxide. They drink unsafe water because they're desperate. Stock up on canned goods now. Get a battery radio. Learn to purify water with bleach. Practice using manual can openers. Keep cash hidden because cards won't work. The grid is more fragile than you think. When it fails for weeks, only the prepared survive.
What would happen if the power grid actually did go down? Number one, immediate disruption would be a loss of electricity in affected areas. This would disrupt the normal functioning of various aspects of our daily life, including traffic lights, public transports, businesses, hospitals, communication networks, and more. Number two, water supply. Many water supply systems rely on electric pumps. Without electricity, water treatment plants may not function, potentially leading to a lack of clean water and increased risk of waterborne diseases. Number three, cell towers have backup generators, but they can run out of fuel if not replenished. This could disrupt mobile phone service and the internet, hampering emergency response and communication among the public. Food supply. Refrigeration would be lost, leading to spoilage of perishable foods. Without a functioning transportation system, the movement of goods would be hampered, leading to shortages in grocery stores.
If you're a prepper, you need to know how to survive the first 48 hours of a blackout. Let's dive in. Hour 1. The grid goes down. Lights flicker, then nothing. Phones jammed. Traffic chaos. Welcome to the new normal. Hour 3, news trickles in. It's widespread. Hospitals switch to backup power. Stores flood with panic buyers. Shelves empty fast. Hour 6, water pressure drops. Fuel pumps stop. Looting begins. Tensions rise. Hour 12, night falls. Homes and streets are pitch black. Perishables spoil. Fear sets in. Day 2, communities unite. Skills in first aid and security become vital. Resource pools form. Hospitals struggle, sending non-critical patients home. Hour 36, governments and NGOs step in, but it's slow. Rural areas fare better. Urban centers are in crisis. Hour 48, long-term survival tactics emerge. Purifying water, rationing food, securing your home. The journey to recovery has just begun. Remember, resilience is key. Prep now, survive later. Stay safe, be prepared.
What if the lights went out? Not for a minute, not for an hour, but for months. No storm, no EMP, just a silent cyber attack. And the entire US power grid is down. Let's walk through what happens, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, in a country with no electricity and no idea when it's coming back. Hour 0 to 24, the glitch. At first it's just annoying. No Wi-Fi, no cell towers, no ATMs. Airports shut down, trains freeze on the tracks. Subways lock underground. Most assume it's temporary until night falls, and the darkness is absolute. 24 to 48 hours, the realization. Food deliveries stop, refrigerated goods start to rot, credit cards don't work, only cash, gas stations can't pump fuel, hospitals switch to backup generators, but even those begin to fail. The government stays silent because they don't know what happened or who did it. Day 3 to 7, the collapse of comfort. People start to panic. No news, no guidance, no leadership. Supermarkets are looted, police are overwhelmed, trash collection halts, sewage backs up, and most dangerously, water stops running. Without pumps, clean water vanishes. People begin boiling stream water, if they can even make a fire. Week 2, the breakdown. Cities become unlivable. No heating, no cooling, no medicine. Elderly and vulnerable populations begin to die in large numbers. Crime spikes, gangs form, suburbs fortify, rural areas begin turning people away. Without fuel, food can't move. Without communication, no one knows what's happening where. Every region becomes isolated. 1 month, the mass migration. Tens of millions begin migrating on foot, looking for food, clean water, safety. Governments are fractured. Local warlords and militias take control in some regions. Borders close. International aid is impossible. Planes can't land, fuel is gone, airports are useless. 3 months, the silent collapse. Deaths from disease, dehydration, starvation, and violence climb into the millions. Communication is done by word of mouth or handwritten messages. Those with survival skills and rural land begin forming small communities. Those in cities don't survive. 6 months, the new dark age. The United States is no longer one country. It's a patchwork of fractured zones, each ruled by whoever has fuel, weapons, or food. There is no law, there is no internet, there is no infrastructure. The power never came back. The systems were too old, too vulnerable, too connected. In a hyper-connected world, a single line of code can turn out the lights forever. It doesn't take bombs, it doesn't take war, just the right breach, at the right time, and everything we built goes dark. This is Thinkiverse Files, and this was your What If.